Namaste. Good evening. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Advocate Subrata Ray. I am practicing advocate at Honorable Supreme Court of India and a standing counsel at Ministry of Law and Justice, Department of Justice. I am expertise in criminal and civil laws, and my law firm practice extends pan India. Today we are going to discuss about the establishment of rape under section 375 on the basis of sex on false promise of marriage. This video is for those people who think they can make crime and escape, especially for male. And nowadays it has become a trend that couples make a living, they stay together, they have a concept of having sex within consent or without consent, or believing to making a false promise of marriage on sex and then have the sexual relationship and then cheat and then move on. Then these things happens. So we are going to discuss on what the Honorable Supreme Court says exactly on the cases which I am going to refer. And what are those things? There are 7 conditions. The Honorable Court says there are 7 conditions where we find a man to be guilty. First condition, against her will. Second is without her consent. Third, with her consent, when her consent has been obtained by putting her on any person in whom she is interested in fear of death or of hurt. Fourth, with her consent, when the man knows that he is not her husband and that her consent is given because she believes that he is another man to whom she is or believes herself to be lawfully married. Fifth condition, with her consent, when at the time of giving such consent, by reason of unsoundness of mind or intoxication or administration by him personally or through another. Sixth, with or without her consent, when she is under 18 years of age. Seventh, when she is unable to communicate consent. These are the 7 very important conditions. Depending upon that, the court gives its own judgments. Now, every judgment comes with a different cases depending upon the situations. The major point where Supreme Court finds that whether the promise of marriage was from the beginning while establishing sex or not. There are relevant court cases and judgments which I would like to share. That is Edla Srinivas Rao versus State of Andhra Pradesh in the year of 2006, where the court has found the accused guilty because he had made false promise of marriage and he had intercourse with the woman, and he was punished for 7 years. And the order was further stayed by Supreme Court, stating the Session Court judgment was true and correct. The second case is State of Uttar Pradesh versus Naushad 2014, where the Session Court has given life imprisonment. And when he has approached the High Court has set aside the judgment. But when the case was taken to an appeal in Honorable Supreme Court, it was given that the district court has given the right judgment, because when there was a panchayat, when the FIR was lodged in the village, when there was a panchayat meeting where the boy was called upon that why did he cheat the girl, or he had a false promise of marriage on the name of sex, and then what happened is that he said he needs 2 days of time, and then he did not come and he left. And then on, the FIR was filed and these judgments come in. Here, the Honorable Supreme Court says that it's a duty of a man to prove that he had not made any promise for marriage. And if it is so, on the basis of that, with the consent of a woman, if sex is made on the false promise of marriage, then it will be considered as rape, and 375 will be applicable, and hence the judgment will be given, so on. There is another one where the Honorable Supreme Court says misconception of fact, Anurag Soni versus State of Chhattisgarh, where he was given 10 years of imprisonment. The District Court and High Court said that this judgment would not change because the girl traveled from one station to outstation, stayed there, and then he had sex with intercourse with the guy, with the men, on the basis of marriage. And then when she came back, returned back home, she tried calling the guy. He was not responding. Then their parents went to the guy, the accused home, and they told that they are arranging a marriage. 2 months passed away. The decorations of marriage were done, but the guy married, the accused married the other person, other woman, and hence there was a fraud, and it's a fraudulent activity happened with her, and the sex which was made was false promise on marriage, and hence FIR was filed, and so the courts has given 10 years of imprisonment. This case came Anurag Soni versus State of Chhattisgarh in the year 2009. So I would say you that please do not make these kind of mistakes, that to have sex and then to cheat the woman and then to leave and then to move on. If you are very much clear that you don't want to marry a woman, then do not have a physical relationship with a woman on such promises that you will marry her and on that basis you have intercourse with her. This would be very painful for you if these cases come to the High Court, to the District Court or to the Supreme Court. You will be punished accordingly as per your deeds which you done. So this is the information which I wanted to give you. So today I am ending my video here. We'll have part 3 out of it, where we'll discuss further new things, further sections out of it, how it can be useful. Till then, Jai Hind.